Worst ways to fail your driving test. Kept trying to look at the examiner notes to see what he was writing. He looked down to scribble something else and a little old lady stepped out in front of the car. I hit the brake so hard
Yeah, hit the lady. That's where that was going.
I hit the brake so hard the examiner nearly went through the windscreen. He stared at me and said that he hadn't told me to do an emergency stop. I just gestured to the old lady who was leaning on the bonnet and looking a little bit frazzled.
So worst ways to fail your test?
Yeah.
He failed for that.
You've hit someone.
Oh no, so he actually made contact with the woman?
The woman's on the bonnet.
Oh, I thought she was just like resting on the bonnet, not actually like on the...
No. So yeah, failed the driving test. Yeah, it wouldn't be the best, would it? A friend of mine at college pulled up to a junction and said, "All right, your side, mate," to the examiner.
And that failed him.
I suppose he's trying to park though, isn't he?
No, if it's a junction, you're pulling up, it's just... Well, I guess, are they going to try and claim you should always know if it's okay to pull out?
Yeah, but I don't think that's a fail.
Well, by the looks of it, it is.
By the looks of it, yeah.
I think that's too harsh.
That's stingy. That's
Yeah, but
really
surely...
Stingy.
But do you not do it? If you've got a passenger, do you not be
Yeah,
like,
you
can you, because you're sort of...
Yeah, you always say like, is it clear? And they'll normally say yes or no.
But you're not meant to, are you? Because you're driving, aren't you?
There's so many blind bends that you can't actually tell from the driver's side.
Yeah, I think in real practice you do that, so I think that's okay.
I failed my first test because I was too nervous. I couldn't even start the car at first, but that wasn't even the worst part. I talk when I get nervous, like a lot. I didn't even realise it until after the test, but I'd been talking non-stop, like literally non-stop. My examiner told me he could never allow a nervous wreck like me to go on the road again.
That's not going to help the confidence, is it?
But surely if you talk the whole way through the test but you're doing everything fine,
Yeah, then that's fine.
I think there's stuff missing from here.
Oh, what they were talking about.
Well, you don't fail a test because you talk all the time, do you?
No.
No.
Everybody's nervous on the test though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I got into the car, my driving examiner sneezed and said, "Please speak up. I've got the most dreadful cold and I can't hear out of my right ear." She spent the whole exam blowing her nose and coughing. I spent the whole exam leaning as far away as possible from her and trying not to breathe. I failed on many silly mistakes and she told me I seemed distracted.
Yeah, from you.
Yeah, take a day off work. Be that
Yeah.
bad. Especially if you're in a confined
That's not fair to do
car.
But surely the person's going to moan if she then, like, driving tests are like gold dust, aren't they? Could she not have just undone her window?
that. Yeah, that's a nice...
Yeah, just have your windows rolled down. Well, I don't know what the weather was. It was like
January snowing.
January snowing and you've got all your windows rolled down.
My sister was being tested by a guy who was also being tested. In other words, there was another guy in the back testing the guy who was testing my sister's driving. The guy testing my sister was so nervous that my sister had to pull over while he had a mild panic attack. At the end of the test, he had passed my sister with 3 faults over the threshold for failure. The guy in the back was not impressed, so my sister passed her test with a fail and the guy testing her failed with a pass. I'm lost.
So did he fail because he passed when he shouldn't have?
Yeah.
And
So he
she still-
failed because he
he's
passed
the like
her.
authority, his pass still means a pass even though she should have failed.
My sister passed her test with a fail
Yeah.
and the guy testing her failed with a pass.
So he failed because he passed her and she shouldn't have passed.
Yeah, so technically she should have failed it.
I can't think of a more uncomfortable situation than 3
Yeah,
of them
I
being
feel
in
like
the car.
she
3 of
sh-
you all in a car.
She should
All
have
of you
just passed
nervous.
for having panic attack man in there.
I was only just leaving the centre to get out. We were literally just 5 seconds into it. I was approaching the junction to exit it and I had an absolute mind blank, questioning in my head, what side of the road do we drive on? I had a 50-50 chance and I chose to exit in the right lane. Instant fail, I hadn't even left the test centre car park.
Oh,
Oh
fair
no.
enough.
It doesn't bode very well, does it?
No, come back again soon.
Yeah.
A friend failed when I called them during the test. He answered the phone and told me he couldn't speak because he was in the middle of a driving test.
And that wouldn't even be through Bluetooth, would it? That would be straight
Well, you got to pick it up, like rest it on your
Hello?
shoulder. Just no, sorry, can't mate. I'm in a driving test.
I failed by having an almost perfect daytime drive with no minor faults while having the high beams on the entire test. I mean, that's just unfortunate though, but would you not see it on your dashboard?
Yeah. Well, so he failed for it.
Yeah, because you're driving around with your high
Yeah,
beams on, aren't
yeah.
you? I stalled at a set of lights. By the time I got everything ready to move away, they had turned red again. This happened 2 more times. I could see people in the car behind me. The driver, guy, was fuming. I could see he was shouting, but I couldn't hear anything. His girlfriend, I assume, was in the passenger seat and in tears because she was laughing so hard.
Yeah, that should be a fail.
Oh, but I've done that since passing my test.
What, stalled?
Like traffic lights and then they've gone red.
It's easily done though, isn't it?
That's why you drive an automatic now, isn't it?
I sure don't.
Yeah, it takes the stress away. Then take an automatic test. I don't know. It's like
Stalling's not that bad, is it? It's just a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then you know, like, you'll stall and then you'll get back in gear and then the lights will change and you'll think,
And you've got 3 whole minutes to worry.
with someone very angry behind you. That's the worst part.
Just don't look in the mirror. When I was going from a 60-mile-an-hour zone back into a 30-mile-an-hour zone, I reached for the gear lever and found the handbrake instead. Muscle memory kicked in and I instantly pulled it up. Thankfully, my instructor was very quick on the ball and put it back down before the tyres locked up. Surprised the whole thing didn't just rock.
Would it?
Straight into a drift.
Would it? Is that what would happen?
Well, that's from us.
I suppose they've gone
furious, isn't it?
They've gone down to 30 by then, haven't they? But
Still, it's not going to be good.
yeah, you're not getting out of that one either, are you?
Yeah, that's not good.
No, that's a fail.
I just have the muscle memories. Oh yeah, this one does this.
My sat nav said turn right, but after I'd already turned right, so I began to turn right again, which would have taken me up the slip road to go the wrong way up a dual carriageway. Now, I genuinely think that people spend too long relying on what they hear or see on the map sometimes rather than actually looking on the road.
Yeah.
Because that's also mad though,
Signs.
because it might have said turn right, but the technology is just a couple of seconds slower and you can't be
Yeah.
driving the wrong way. Oh yeah, the sat nav said it, it's not fair.
This is how I drove down an exit of a car park.
Well, you were just listening mind-numbingly to the sound.
And I got down to the barrier and I was like, it's not coming up.